Hello everybody, Rex here, and today we're checking out Transformers Kingdome, Core Class Vertebreak, Deluxe Class Paleotrex, right up here, and Deluxe Class Cheetor, and Deluxe Class Blackarachnia. So we're going to take a look at these one at a time. First we're going to start with Vertebreak and move on to this guy, and then we'll move on to the two that I definitely think everyone likes the most. And here we have Vertebreak, and there we go, there's the light, and looking pretty awesome. I think he looks pretty sweet, and we're getting right up and closer look at this guy. Very nice, detailed, nice Predacon symbol right there on the chest right there. Yeah, looks pretty good. Head looks really good as well. Look at those nice red eyes. Looks all around very nice and very detailed. He is just a skeleton. He's a fossilizer after all. But he does look pretty good. So let's get into his articulation. This is his sword he does come with, which is his tail. And it's a nice soft plastic, so let's put that over there. And now, his articulation. His head is on a little ball joint, so it can look left and right, and it can wiggle all around. It can look up that far, and the arms can swivel there. Nice bend at the elbow, full 360 there, rotation, no wrist articulation, no waist articulation, very high kick, very far back kick, can go out the full splits, so he can spin off like so, like a helicopter. He does have a bend there at the knee and a full 360 rotation at the foot there, so that's pretty good for articulation, and it is ball joint, so it can move all around. So for articulation on Vertebreak, he is pretty darn good. So let's get in with some comparisons on this little guy. And here we have Vertebreak next to Bomb Shock right there, and Earthrise Bumblebee, just to kind of give you a comparison of where the core class scales now. So he's almost as tall as Bumblebee here, but a little bit shorter than Bumblebee, but definitely a lot taller than the little Bomb Shock there. So there's a nice little comparison right there. And right before we get into Vertebreak's transformation, I do want to show that this bit can plug in to Vertebrake's back. So you see these little pindies right there? You have a little slot on either side, so you can take it and just slop it right there, so it fits right there, or you can put it on the other side, like so. So you can have it plugged in on the back, if you so desire. So now, with that all out of the way, let's get Vertebreak transformed and into his skeleton beastie Dino mode. And here we have Vertebreak in his skeleton Dino mode, and I really like it. I really like dinos, and this is pretty sweet. Now, what kind of dinosaur is this? Maybe it's a Sticky Moloch? It's definitely one of the Headbutter family groups. But I'm going to let me know in the comment section below what you think this dino is. And I'm pretty good at detail on this little guy. I mean, I'm pretty impressed with the amount of detail has been put into the skeleton. Looks really good. The head is made out of soft material, and the jaw is also made of soft material, so it does get kind of stuck there if you don't move it all that much. But inside the mouth is pretty well detailed as well. There is sculpted detail there in the teeth, so it looks pretty good. And the body looks great. This whole top section is also made of soft plastic here too, and we can pop that off just to show some nice molded in detail on this plate right there, which is also soft material, and that plugs in right there. Looks pretty good. And you could use this for just a display item, you know, in a museum display or somewhat like that. But all looks pretty good. Now for articulation in this mode, the head can move up that far. If we can focus, that'd be great. So you can move up that far, look down that far. Unfortunately, that's all the articulation there. The arms can only move in and out, so I guess you can be like, trying to fly. And the tail, again, it's just soft plastic, so you can swivel, wiggle all that around if you want. The legs still pretty much have the same bit of articulation, so you can have them moving all around. They do bend that far, kick that far. They don't really go any farther than that. So you do have a nice range of articulation on him, like that. So we'll just get him back there. And for comparison, here is Vertebreak next to Power the Prime Slash. And I think the scale looks pretty good together. I mean, this being a raptor and this being a little sticky headbutter, and I think it looks pretty good. You know, this had all skin and wasn't all skeleton-y. I think Slash might find this pretty yummy. Or maybe Slash wanted to chew on a bone. So, you know, you could take the tail and give it to Slash as a little chew toy. Look at that. Now Slash has a nice little tail to chew on. So there's a nice comparison right there. And moving right along, here we have Paleotrex, and he's also a pretty cool figure. He is a deluxe class figure, which means he does come with a card. And here's the card he came with, which is Dino Bart, looking all cool and all shiny. And if you do peel the sticker back, it does show an alternate image. So right there is the ultimate image on the back side of there. I'm just leaving it on for now, but yeah, that's the card. Pretty cool. There's the back side of it. So there's the card. And now let's check out Paleotrex, and he does come with his own sword right here, which is just his tail cast in this brown plastic. Figures. And there's the tail. So we now put this off to the side, and we'll move on to the figure, which this is a really, really good figure. I actually like Paleotrex a lot, especially in his skeleton Tyrannosaur mode. And honestly, I wish this guy was like a leader class, just to have a really big skeleton dinosaur, which I think would be pretty cool. But anyways, let's get in on Paleotrex here with some of this detail. So here we have his head, well, his inner head. So this is his inner head, and then he has this little mask plate. So I guess this is like his mask, and then that's his face inside. So you can be like, so, you know, so there's that. So he looks pretty good. Nice dry brush on this guy to give that little bit weathering going on there. And there's the Tyrannosaur head looking really, really good. So there's all that. And for articulation on Paleotraxia, he does have a rotating 360 head. He can look up a little bit. No side-to-side motion, and the arms can spin. He does have a bend here. He is on a spinner there, and this bit here also can spin. The hand can open and close, but can't really hold anything here. It's in that pin area. And he does have a spinny wrist, which is pretty cool. Same articulation is all the same on this arm. Legs can do full splits. They can do a rotation here, kick up that far, kick back that far, bend there, and he also can break his lower knee if you want to, his leg, and no foot articulation, unfortunately. But besides that, Paleotraxia is a pretty good figure, and you can also take this weapon and store it on his back. He's got a little plug right there, so you can take his weapon and plug it right there and have it stored. So that is that. And so let's get into comparisons. So I figured we'll bring in another beastie type guy. So here is an Alacon from the Earthrise line next to Paleotrex. So there's a nice little comparison of the two together. Being both deluxes, you can see that Paleotrex is actually a bit taller than the Alacon. So, that is that. So there you go. And now with that done, let's move on to his transformation. Now, he is a partsy guy. He is a parts-based dude, so he comes apart and then reforms together, which I'm fine with this. I'm fine. I used to not like it, but now I don't care anymore. I'm perfectly fine with this. Especially this being a skeleton. This works really good for being a skeleton. So let's get this guy all torn apart and into his Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton mode. And now with Paleotrex in his Dino mode, he looks pretty good. I mean, his skeleton mode here, and it does look pretty good. I do like it. I do like it a lot. The mouth can open that wide and close that much, and the head can't really move all that much anymore. But you can, if you want to, pop off Paleotrex's head here, which becomes like a mace. So you can give this to another robot to use. But if you get rid of that, the head does have a lot more articulation, so they can move up that far and move down. So, if you just want it to be a Tyrannosaur skeleton, it works pretty good. Works really good. I really like this skeleton. Really nicely done, especially on that head. That's just a darn good looking Tyrannosaur head. Looks like, it reminds me of the ones you used to dig up, that was in the hard rock, and you would use chisels and stuff to dig out. This figure reminds me of that. And the teeth are nicely done in there. Nice paint as well on him. And forgot to show this off in his robot mode, but he does have a nice Insecticon symbol right there. And for articulation on this guy, again, the head can move that much. The arms can spin. He just has cute little Tyrannosaurus arms. The legs can move all around. The tail can go all the way up. So if you want, you can get him sitting like that. You can do cute little Rex. Look at that. And yeah, so I think all in all, really good Tyrannosaur mode. Really good. And for a quick comparison, here is Paleotrex next to Vertebreak. Moving right along, here we have Blackarachnia. And this was definitely a figure I was very, very hyped for. And again, it does come with a card, and this came with Blackarachnia. Look at that. And of course, you can peel it back to reveal Blackarachnia in her transmetal colors. So in Season 2, she does get a different form. But this isn't her form. This is still the first season of Beast Wars Blackarachnia. They just changed the color to match that of the second season's form. And maybe we'll get this new color scheme of Blackarachnia later on. That would be pretty cool. I wouldn't mind a recolor of this Blackarachnia. Wouldn't mind that at all. I think that'd be pretty good. So let's get in and check her out. And she does come with one accessory, being her crossbow grappling hook gun here. It doesn't shoot or anything. It's solid plastic. But it is nicely molded, detailed in all of that. And it does. Earthquake. But we'll just get the camera to focus there. And looks pretty good. Really nice molded in detail. Looks really, really good. So we'll pull off to the side and bring in the girl herself. And she looks... I love this figure. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love the Beast Wars. And I love that we got some Beast Wars figures. And here we go. So let's get in. If the camera focuses, there we go. So her head looks really, really good. That's a spot on, beautiful head. A nice insignia there of the Predacon symbol. Really nicely done. Nice paint all around. Her claws look excellent. Excellent, excellent. And you can see the shape there that she can plug the gun in. So that's how the gun plugs into her clawy hands. And we can move down her right here. And there's her legs. And let's give a full spin, because this is actually, in my opinion, the best Hasbro has ever done on a female Transformer due to the back. Because normally they get a really big back section. But no, this Blackarachnia is just nice and flat. And it's a little bit of a bulge, but all in all, I think she looks great. Nice proportion, nice scaled, nice all around. I just think she looks perfect. And for articulation on Blackarachnia, she can look down that far, look up. She can spin her head 360. Is a little bit on a bulge right there, so you can move up and down. Nice shoulders right there. Move out and in. Bend there at the wrist. Spins right there. These upper arms can spin. And we'll get to this really cool thing up there in a second. Legs can't really kick out all that much, which is a little bit unfortunate, but she can do the splits. She does have a rotation up here, right there. She does have a nice deep bend there at her knee, and she does have a nice foot pivot right there, as well as a rocker that moves forward that bar and back only that bit. And each of her little spider legs are on individual ball joints, so if you want to, you can spin these all around and have her in her machine gun blasting mode that she uses these and just goes as she does, which I honestly think it's really cool in the show. So with that all done, also you can bend the wrist back if you say want. So with that out of the way, let's get into little comparisons with her. And here we have Blackarachnia with two other female Transformers. We've got Nightbird here, and we've got RC right here. So you can see how she scales with the other ladies of the Autobot and Decepticon teams. Now let's get into her transformation. And here we have Blackarachnia in her spider mode, and my mind is drawing a blank as to what kind of spider this is. Just let me know. Just remind me in the comments below what she is. Black Widow. She's a black widow spider. There we go. There we go. Now this is supposed to tab in down here, but for some reason, oh, now it's tabs in. Okay, so there you go. So this kind of helps hold it all together down there. And she has a really nice quick transformation. I really do like it. And there she is. So let's get in her right there. And she just has a really nice spider head right there. Looks pretty good right there. A nice spider bulge back here. Looks very nice. Her legs look great. And I like to put her arms up like that. And I always like putting it off the side because that never stays on. But then just have it down like that. Or like... But yeah, all around I think she looks pretty good. There's the bottom of her. And now let's bring in some comparisons for her. And so here we have Vertebreak Paleotrex with Blackarachnia. You can see how all the kingdom figures scale with one another right here. So there you have that. And moving on to the very last, here we have Cheetor, and he also came with a card. Unfortunately, he came with the same one as Blackarachnia, and on the inside it's just the same exact thing. So it's kind of disappointing there. But again, just so you know that you might get doubles when you get your deluxes and voyagers and leaders. So there is that possibility. But who cares? It's all about the toy. The toy's way cooler. So let's get in here and check out Cheetor. And he does come with his weapon here, which is a sword. Well, not a sword, but an axe weapon thing, which I believe this is what he came with in his Transmetals version. So they didn't give him his gut gun or a gun at all. They just gave him his axe blade thing, which is pretty good. So there you can see all that detail there. Nice blue paint right there. Nice tail spots for his Cheetah Mode. Looks pretty good. So we get out to the side and take a look at Cheetor, which this is actually my favorite out of all of them. I just really love this Cheetor. It looks amazing. So here we have the head, and he has a really good but very tiny maximal symbol there. I'll try to get it to focus there. Don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there it is. And the face looks beautiful, and all the color looks really good. He does have kind of soulless eyes in his cheetah face there, but that'll be more apparent when he's in his cheetah mode. And here is his back, which is very accurate to the show, so it looks fine. And there's the back side of him, all right there. And here's the front side of him, nicely painted and all that. And now let's get into his articulation. Head can spin that far and that far. His little back section is hindered a little bit, but he can look up that far and look down that far. His arms are on butterfly joints, so they can move in and out. They can go that high up. They can go forward that far and out that far. Nice rotation there, bend at the elbow. And he does have wrist articulation, which I absolutely love. So he does have a full 360 spin with that. So that's all good. And he does have a waist swivel, which is awesome. That's really nice to see. Can kick that far, go back that far. You can go out and in, and a little foot pivot right down there, and in and out. So he's pretty good articulated in that regard. So let's bring in for comparison. And so here we have Earthrise Bumblebee next to Cheetor, and Siege Sideswipe next to Cheetor, just to kind of give you a scaling of how big Cheetor is. Since he isn't a deluxe, you can see how the deluxe Sideswipe scales with him. And yeah, so there you go. Let's move right along. And now let's transform Cheetor and see how awesome he is in his Cheetor mode. And here is Cheetor in his Cheetah mode, and it looks amazing. So let's get in here and check him out. His spots look really good all down his body, and all around this is a really good Cheetor. And there's his head, and as you can see, he does not have any pupils, so he's kind of like... But besides that, it's a really good Cheetor. And for articulation on this guy, he can spin up here in the arm, he can bend there at the elbows, and he does have full ball joints on all his feet, so he just gets a nice bit of articulation down there. And for the back legs, they can move that far and that far, and the tail doesn't move at all, it's just plugged in there. And the head, there's no articulation in the head, but the mouth does open and close. But let's get in there, because this actually has some really nice inner detail of that jaw. He does have nice painted teeth. It would have been cool if his tongue was painted different color. Oh! But besides that, we'll just ignore that. But besides that, he does look pretty good. Nice inner teeth up there as well. Nice little buddy nose. And I think it looks a really good Cheetor. And you can have him fly whoosh, if you want. You know, it's your toy, whatever. And all around, it looks pretty good. He also can bend up here like that. So, you know, you can do whatever you want with him. You know, you can even, see, you can just fly. Whoosh, flying Cheetor. He does fly, you know, second season. But, you know, there's Cheetor. And now let's bring in the whole Beast Wars Kingdom line right away, just to get a nice look at how everyone looks together so far. And so let's get them all here. We'll put the Maximal over there, away from the rest of the Predacons, so we can have a nice little comparison here. Let's bring the Kia Maria back, and there we go. So there is the whole group so far of Transformers Kingdom line, and so far I'm really liking them. Now, where did I get these guys? I got him on Amazon, alright, and I picked these three guys up at Big Bad Toy Store. So that's where I've gotten the guys, in case you want to look for yourself. And yep, so that has been a look at the Beast Wars guys so far. And I hope you enjoyed the review of them, and I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, have a great day, and goodbye, everybody.